it seems like a rip-off. So while I get it that some of these guys are kind of being genuine, there does smack of a bit of attention seeking, because the same guys, they could very easily do something rather than write about it, push it. What I have to say is some of them who went out, one from the Telegraph, for example, from the Times as well of London, and they were pushing these things knowing that FIFA were going to reduce ticket prices anyway. So they knew this. So they basically this was already known. It wasn't in the ether. It was already known that from feedback, FIFA were going to drop the prices. And suddenly these guys got out in front of it and were like, we think it's bad, we think it's bad. And suddenly the prices come down and they're going, oh, look what we did this. It was like, no, you didn't. You just like piggybacked on it. Andrew, I'll ask you this one thing. And I always blame the media on this because I think there's a lot of blame to be given to us. If things are so bad, should it be the case then that if sports writers, if media think that the prices are so bad, should they then say, listen, FIFA, put those prices down or we will refuse to cover your ban or jamboree? Would that work?
Well, in short, no, it wouldn't, because there are 1,000 other journalists who would quite happily take their place, and probably from less traditional media who the traditional old school media would not be happy taking their place. But that's the way media is going at the moment. It's becoming more democratic and they don't like it. They like to control who has the voice, who gets the seat at the table. FIFA would quite happily take a complaint like that and say, fine, okay, don't come. We'll just give it to one of the other dozens, hundreds, thousands of people who would quite happily take your place. I'm not saying that's necessarily a healthy thing, because the people who would like to take their place would be more grateful and therefore might end up cheerleading simply because they realise, oh my God, I've got this opportunity, so I don't want to lose my seat at the table. And it's the same problem. But again, would it make FIFA change what they do? Of course not. They don't care. Then they're not going to be upset about it. Should they morally, if they're kicking up such a fuss at how scandalous it is, then of course they should, but of course they won't. Look, I do want to genuinely try and be fair. I think it is definitely, in football in general, an extremely important thing that journalists do if it is important to them. If they are listening and talking to fans who voice these opinions, they have to give those fans a voice. That is good journalism. You've got to stay consistent with it to carry some weight behind it.